Both my mother and he had to have complete black mourning for the funeral. I don't know whether he gave him the money. He said, "I'm ashamed to call you my son. They'd only just got married. This is your children." So what sort of father was he? And when we were born, he said to my dad, "Well, we can't give you a Christmas present now because you've got children." But he never gave us much of a Christmas present. He used to buy a box of chocolates, that's what he used to do. I can remember a doll once which he'd won. When my father went up there, my father could never drink a pint of beer. My mother made sure that he would refuse and only have half, because he'd be sick. My grandfather, Edward Gill, whom I never met, I think he was the rough diamond of the family. I think he'd had a strict upbringing. My mother said all her grandparents lived further along this particular road, Conway Road, Plumstead. To her, he was a strict man. He used a cane a lot. I think my mother, to be fair, had a very strong personality. I don't think he was like it so much with my Auntie Ina. Although he was strict with her as a child, I think he really must have thought something of her. He saved up and bought her fur, and my mother was rather proud because it was a rabbit's fur, and my mother wouldn't wear it because it wasn't good enough. He had met my mother's mother when they were dancing. She was asthmatic, had a weak chest. She wasn't well, and she went out into the garden putting the diapers on the line, and weather was bad, and then she got pneumonia and died. My mother was only about 3 months old. My mother was born on 1899, October the 28th, right at the end of the century. He never spoke to my mother about anything about that marriage at all. She knew nothing about her mother. He had to put my mother in foster home. Miss Cox looked after my mother for 5 years. He was out of work when my mother was a child. My step-grandmother took pity on him and married him. He went round lighting the street lights. They then bought a house at 57 Benares Road, because she had money. She was a cook. She learnt French cooking. Auntie Ina was born, she was 7 years younger than my mother, so that must have been 2 years after they were married. And then Uncle Les was 11 years younger than my mother. My grandmother tried to be fair. So, we were fond of her. She was the only grandmother I knew. For some years he was in a great deal of pain. Had cancer. He died when my mother was about 23. I used to go to the cemetery when I was a kid. Bottom of Oakhampton was the cemetery, Lodge Hill. Both wives are with him.